In this video, Shemmy, finally.
Hurrah!
Shemmy the Charade. We are going to start digging into her engine and replacing bits we think are knackered. Apologies for the industrial noise in the background. That appears to be a thing here now. Unexpected, but it does drone on. So very sorry about that. Can't be helped. But yeah, before we get stuck in, we've kind of got vehicle logistics.
Car Tetris.
Because we probably want Shemmy to be here. This is the prime tinkering spot.
Yes.
So we're going to have to get Foxanne out. Do we bother trying to fire Foxanne up, or do we just
roll her out?
Okay. And then we'll get Shemmy out. Shemmy's welded to the spot at the moment.
Marvellous.
Her brakes have all seized. So I think we will try and get Shemmy up and running, just to create a bit of a smoke show, remind us why we're doing this work. And then we'll get her out. And get her out here, or get her up on ramps probably. And start ripping her apart.
Gently.
Which, should be educational for both of us. Yeah. I think.
That's slightly worrying.
Well,
I'm hoping you were slightly further along the line than I am.
No, I've never taken an engine apart to this degree, other than 2CV engines, which are entirely different.
However, you have been doing research.
We have been doing research. We spent a day reading the giant document that is in the back of Ellie at the moment. An actual official workshop manual that main dealers would use for the Daihatsu Charade.
Mini Hubnut is coveting for his car.
I don't know why his car is not a Charade.
But, no, but he seems to be wanting it.
So yeah, we spent a lot of time doing the theory. So what we're actually going to try and do is replace the valve stem seals and the piston rings. So we've got to take the cylinder head off. We've got to get the pistons out, and we've got some new bearings, I think, where the pistons sit on the crankshaft, to put new ones in, seeing as we're disturbing all that. And yeah, hopefully it'll all go back together and actually work.
We're starting today with the air intake and whatnot, aren't we?
Yes, so today's just about digging down to the engine. We probably want to get the cylinder head off today. We've got to take the timing belt off, which means taking the crankshaft pulley off. And before we can even think about taking the cylinder head off, we've got to take the camshafts out. So there's an awful lot to do. So we better start with the Tetris. Right, Myrtle de Mathias is still without MOT. We're planning to take the injectors out and send them away, but quite when we're going to achieve that, I can't tell you, because we are awfully busy. And this could end up taking a while. It's going to be a multi-part series. Oh, that's not sounding good. No, she won't start at that. She's struggling to prime the fuel system. So I'm going to have to go and get my jump pack. I'm hoping she hasn't killed another battery. I did disconnect it and it's still gone flat. But this battery should still be under warranty, I think. It's a Tainer unit. It hasn't actually been on very long, but batteries don't like sitting around, especially this time of year. I was going to connect the battery charger up. I forgot. So, jump pack connected. That sounds better. That's the fuel system priming up. Oh. Try again, Myrtle.
There we go.
There we go. That's the noise we love. There we go. We'll keep the jump pack out because I suspect that's going to be needed on a certain Charade, because that battery's definitely gone flat. She hasn't run since June.
Oh, Shemmy.
Because the smoke was getting so embarrassingly bad, the blue smoke she's burning.
Plus, and also she had another leak.
Yeah, and thanks to the workshop manual, I think I know where that is now. So there is
this research, there's something in this research.
There is something in this research, yeah.
Wow.
I hope we've got a new seal in the gasket kit. The inlet manifold gasket, there's a 3-hole manifold for the inlet, but then there's a little seal where, for some reason, there is a water port in the injection, in the intake manifold rather, and it's leaking from there. So that's why I stopped using her, because losing your coolant, not generally a good thing. But right, car number one, out she goes.
Poor Myrtle at this point is pondering what she did wrong, and she's only just come back inside. Now she's outside again.
Oh, those brakes sound absolutely horrible.
What's that?
Those brakes sound absolutely horrible. Foxanne's next. But we're going to try and just roll her out. So if I just go straight back, try and avoid that pile of gravel that has appeared from somewhere quite randomly.
Okay.
Yep. Right, battery pack connected. Like I say, she hasn't run since June, so...
Come on, Shem.
Come on, Shem. Oh, she's saying hello, happy. Oh, she hasn't said that for a while.
She's not going to say that for a little while again.
Oh, it took a while for the oil pressure to build up there, but we're there. You probably heard that, the harshness in the engine, but she's alive. That's been the first time in a while, eh, Shem?
I know.
Good old jump pack. Drop the bonnet briefly. Just to get moving. There might be horrible banging noises at this point.
Move the car.
Oh, mucky.
She's been sat here for ages.
Yeah.
Poor little thing.
Are we ready? Oh.
Oh.
She's dragging one of the rears, I think.
Yeah. She's smoking. Yeah, it's this side. Oh, Shemmy.
Okay, we might have to hit that a few times with a hammer.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
What am I going to hit that with? That
Just-
really doesn't want to go, does it?
Just demonstrating why we're doing this.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
That is why.
Whoa, Shem, that's bad.
No, it looks white, but I get this a lot. You'll have to believe me, but that smells very, very oily indeed.
Yeah, that's
We've
very-
got no reason to believe the head gasket is damaged on this car.
But hey, we're inside, we'll have a look.
If we can find a hammer, soft dead blow hammer, so we can free off this rear brake.
There she is. Oh my gosh, you put all the parts in her.
Excuse me while I just wallop your car, dear.
Not even Delia gets that treatment. You beat up little Chevy.
Yeah, it's not wanting to play, is it? Oh.
Yes. That's definitely better than where you were before.
It's like having the handbrake on.
Oh, Chevy. The other rear tire's not moving.
Okay.
I couldn't see it until you pulled out then.
Oh yeah. Woo! Looks like we've been donutting. I don't know why the rear brakes have seized on so solidly.
Well, we actually did do some tinkering and cleaning of the front brakes, didn't we?
Yeah.
But we didn't touch the back.
Better?
Hang on, go again. No, not at all.
Well, I might just force her back for the because
Oh,
she's not smoking so much, is she?
no, not at all.
Oh wow, that's very atmospheric. I apologise for the belch. We've just had breakfast.
She filled the whole. Oh no!
Centre cap popped off. Can I get that into? Actually, try and impact on the brake drum. Don't know if that's achieved anything at all. Hold on to those.
About to find out.
You rolling?
It's moving.
There we go.
We are rolling. Oh, look at the little wheels. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, that's better.
I love this little car. So Sherry's coming in here for premium tinkering space. I like the way he's joking. He's not even in here. There she is. Oh, she's glorious. A bit smoky, but glorious.
Oh.
Well, he's playing car Tetris. As you can see, I've got Driven 24/7 sticker on here. And I have got other stickers. I've got my prized S-Reg Ford Focus one. And they're all going to go on here, but I want to get her fixed first. So, don't worry, they will be on her, but I've got to get her fixed first.
Well, there we go. We've done all our switcherooing. That's the furthest I've driven that car for months. So there's a few things I'm going to do to try and make life easier. One is to take the entire front end off, the bumper assembly, and probably this headlamp as well. And then we can start digging in. We've got to remove the air filter assembly. Probably got to take the throttle body off. We may be able to leave that attached, but it might just be easier for access to take that all off. This appears to be removing itself already. So there you go, we've begun.
That's the resonator.
Yeah, yeah, that seems to generally fall off.
We need to find somewhere safe.
Should clip into that hole. Yes, we need organisation here.
Holy crap.
Well cleaned up there. That was good.
Saved it.
Yeah. So yeah, and we'll have to remove this engine mount to be able to get the timing belt off, so we can then get down towards the cylinder head. So there's an awful lot to do. Shouldn't have to remove the radiator though, because that's a dinky little thing over here, which explains why the number plate is offset. The number plate is not mounted centrally. That's because in Japan you'd have a funky little number plate over here.
Yeah.
And it'll all be done and leave plenty of airflow for the radiator. In the UK, the radiator is actually partially obscured by the radiator, by the number plate, which is why it's offset a bit. It does look a bit odd, I'll grant you. But yeah, we better get the camera set up and actually start digging in. Well, there we go. We seem to have achieved a state of front end falls off. There we go. Ah.
Oh, gently.
There you go, that's yours now. We'll have something to remember her by.
I'm going to clean it.
Of course you're going to clean it.
Not today, but I'm going to clean it.
Yes, let's see what that gives us now. Looks like the actual engine under tray is already missing, so that makes life easier. That certainly makes it easier to service the engine if you take the grille off, the front bumper off rather.
Yeah, much easier, isn't it? And that's not a really difficult process.
All the trim clips are a bit iffy. Ooh.
No. Shh.
Don't do that.
Shh.
What about this bit here?
No.
Ooh.
None of this. None of this.
Okay.
It's fine.
See, this is a classic Daihatsu issue, where you've got this foam here to stop the bonnet rattling, and it holds moisture and then holds it against that bar. Terrible design. The Perodua nipper is exactly the same.
They're about the silence. They're about the comfort of the ride, aren't they? So.
Yeah, I guess so. Where should we go next? Air cleaner element off, I think. Where's that crosshead screwdriver? That's there, so we just undo that. I don't need to tell you any of this. You've been reading the book, so surely you know how it comes off.
I'm scared now. No, because all it says about this section is this is integrated with whatever's underneath.
Yeah, the base of this is integrated with the cam cover, I think it says. So
there's not that
ping
much.
These clips off.
Yeah.
And that one. I should now be able to lift this away.
What about this sensor?
Yeah, that will need disconnecting. Or actually, you can just pull the whole sensor out.
Oh, there we go. Hang on. We're on the move.
That's your MAF.
There we go.
The way.
This is horrible.
Yeah. So before we can dig into that, we've got to we could do some labelling here, I think. So we can label these coil packs up so we put them in the right place. That looks eminently forgettable, don't you think?
Definitely.
Right, just trying to work out what else holds this in place. We've just removed these bolts, which I've carefully put there for safekeeping. Is that suitable? Is that good?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, there doesn't seem to be anything holding it.
Oh, that cable's clipped in, so we've got to unclip that. Oh, that's not very clipped in.
What about this?
Yeah, I think we may have to remove the throttle body before we can get to this. Oh, hold on, that cable is held under there. Maybe a bit of lube. No!
What?
Stop lowering the tone
Oh, what?
of this very serious motoring channel.
It's very serious.
Very serious. So you may well be wondering why on earth we're doing this on a car which is clearly worth not very much.
Whoa! Priceless.
Oh, apparently it's priceless. Sorry, my mistake.
Okay, what's your reasoning why we're doing this?
Because I like my girlfriend.
Oh.
It makes no sense at all. But then restoring Ellie the 2CV, getting on for 20 years ago, made no sense at all either. And years later, it does make sense. So,
Oh, you think she's going to become a classic? Well, she is classic. She's awesome.
Oh dear. I think this should be a little springy clip.
It's actually melded into it.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
But the problem is we've got the throttle cable is wedged under the tray. Which might be an issue, might not be an issue. They are parted.
Ah, fabulous.
See, violence works every time. Got a nice collection of tools here on this handy little panel.
Handy shelf.
Yeah, so we can unclip that. That's now out of the way. That was just a clip there.
No, I think fixing here is an excellent learning opportunity in many ways.
Yeah. What else is holding this in?
It's integrated, dear. That's what the thing said.
Yeah, but I'm looking backwards. It all seems to be held under this throttle body. So we may need to get that off.
Okie dokie.
Which is not going to be 10s, although one of them looks like it's 10s. That one looks like 10. Oh, here come the instructions. Hold on, folks.
Feels very strange you're all just watching me reading my manual.
Well, yes, they won't be used to seeing people reading instructions.
No,
on
I
this
know.
channel.
No, actually, that's not true. There are people out there that read instructions and do like
On this
very
channel.
careful work.
Yeah, not on this channel though.
No, that's a big assumption.
Well, it's my channel. I know what
It's my channel.
instructions I haven't read. I always put that across the battery. Never do that. Put tools back in the tool bag. There we go.
Don't put it across the battery because you might electrocute yourself.
Yeah.
There we go, kids. Safety.
Yeah. Okay. We read the instructions. The instructions aren't particularly helpful on this particular topic. So what else might be a sensible idea? Actually take the battery off. And we can put it on the charger and see if we can revive it.
Good idea.
Well, that is the most ridiculous battery clamp I think I've ever seen. But there we go. Let's
Shall I
swing it
put that
out
in
the
the
way.
box rather than in the engine?
No, because it's still hooked on.
Okay.
But look at that for a dinky little battery. There we go.
Lesser contents.
Oh no, we can unhook it all. There we go. That can go in the box then. If
Okie dokie.
you don't put that in your box of organisation.
Yep.
I must just quickly pay homage to the camera I'm recording this on. This is my DJI Osmo Action, which I bought exactly 2 years ago in Christchurch, New Zealand, when I finally realised that mobile phones were not cutting it for internal car footage. So it's recorded over 4,000 video clips since, making up an awful lot of videos. So thank you, little camera. You've been superb. These Japanese connectors are actually designed to be undone with your fingers, although that one's a bit tricky to get in on. But there we go. Don't know what that does, but it doesn't do it anymore.
Hopefully it will do it again, whatever it is.
Yeah. Oh, it feels like something else is
There is
holding it
something
there.
there, isn't there?
Oh yeah, there's a little hose on the bottom. How the hell are you meant to get at that?
Do you want to lift and I try?
Jeepers. Ooh. We're going to put that in the box.
Do you know what it is?
Yeah, it's the pipe that goes from there to there. Surely everyone knows that.
Huh?
Surely everyone knows that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, how the heck are you meant to get at that? Oh, there we go.
Do you want,
Needle nose pliers.
where are they?
I don't know. I just thought I'd say needle nose pliers for no
Just
reason.
for fun.
Little hose clip down there. Try and get. Oh, there's a couple actually. Oh, we're going to be swearing at these when we get to putting them back on.
Oh, goody.
Yeah. you sort of squeeze those two bits together on the hoses, and they release. We'll put the needle noses. Next challenge is just getting the rubber pipe to move from where it's been sitting for an awfully long time. Ah, there we go. Throttle body removed, and the throttle body itself could do a bit of a clean up. We'll do that before it goes back in.
Not we.
You. But there we go, that's off. Ah, now I see. We've got bolts down the back of the engine because it's described as a resin
integrated.
Yeah, integrated air intake, so where the air filter sits, and cam cover. So now we've got to work out which bolts need doing up here. Is this part of it?
Looks
so hard to
like
tell
it.
with some of this stuff, isn't it? Oh, that clip looks like the pressy prong has snapped off.
That's helpful.
So we're hunting around for bolts holding this in place. There appears to be at least one under this assembly, which I think is related to the variable valve timing. But there's definitely a bolt sitting right under it that is preventing this cover coming off. So we're going to have to remove this. I'm not entirely sure how that's...
A bracket is provided
place.
to support the throttle body.
No, we've done that, I think. That's the bracket over there.
The blow-by-gas. The blow-by-gas passage is provided inside the cylinder head cover.
So what's holding that in place?
You're not there yet.
So we've got a solenoid and then some sort of valve here, and it's in the oil feed system because that pipe goes down to the oil filter. Well, I managed to get this assembly out over there, big solenoid, and that finally gives us access to this little bolt down here. But whether there's anything under here, I don't know, but that all seems part of the engine block or cylinder head, so we'll worry about that a bit later on. It's slow going, but we're getting there. Miss Hubnut has made tea, which is nice. To be it, we have this assembly off. Oh, and there's some camshafts. There we go. This isn't quite as out of the way as I'd hoped, but maybe if I poke that seal through there we'll get a bit more play. I don't really want to disconnect all the coil packs if we can avoid it. This makes life a lot easier if we don't do that. Sort of, yes. There we go, it's completely out of the way now. And now we can see the dinky little camshafts. Come and have a look.
Super cute.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, if this is where we leave it tonight, I might drop that cover back on.
Yeah, just to protect.
But at least we're in there. So these are the tubes where the spark plugs are. And then tiny little camshafts, which still seem to have lobes on them, so that's good. And it's a bit cruddy in here, but I think for the mileage, that's not actually too bad. We have done some short changes on this car. So yeah, we've got twin gears. I think this camshaft is driven by belt, by the crankshaft, and then this one is the is then just chain driven, or not chain, gear driven. But there's a scissor gear for reasons I don't understand because I'm not an engineer. So it's very important that we lock these together. Well, I think you just do that by sliding a little bolt through, just anything to hold those gears aligned. The other mistake I've made, I haven't actually jacked the car up yet, but actually there's pretty decent clearance underneath it because we're going to have to get the sump off and the exhaust. I forgot about that, but we'll get there. Just looking at how crusty this front cross member is. No?
No.
Do some waxing as we get all this back together.
Yes. Waxing and cleaning I think is very much in order.
Yeah. There we go. Decided it might be an idea to tackle some of the rot. So I've just had a sanding disc in the drill just to take off some of the worst of it. Miss Hubnut's now wiping said dust away, and then I'm going to apply Vatcan, or Vactan, sorry. Vactan is what it is, rust converter, just to try and keep everything solid. I think we'll do a heck of a lot of waxing before that bumper goes back on.
I think so.
Yeah. But we're kind of approaching the end of this first video. We have got started. This is going to be a slow old road, but we are very, very keen to get this car back on the road. So next time I think it'll be find a way to support the engine, take off the right hand engine mounting, and then start getting the cam belt off. So we're then in a position to start extracting the camshafts. And once we've done that, then we can finally get the cylinder head off. And I think that'll be quite interesting. See what state things are in now. I've never taken the cylinder head off on a car that didn't need the gasket replacing, but we've got to do it really, otherwise we can't get the pistons out. And then while we've got the head off, then it really is much easier to do the valve stem seals.
So what do we put it on here?
Vactan.
Have we got it?
Yes, in that little pot there. It's a little Cuore pot, but I really like it because you can just put a really nice amount in.
What do you do?
You twist the cap off, and then you.
I'm going to put my workshop gloves on for this bit.
Yeah, that stuff leaves black stains on your hands, which is obviously why I'm wearing gloves. Oops.
I like the way you didn't tell me this.
Yeah. So we'll do that, slap some of that on, and then leave that to cure, because I don't think we're going to be back here for a few days. So
We're going to see Santa.
Yeah, I'm just looking how much oil is in here. Yeah, I don't think you're meant to have that much oil in your air intake system. So that could be piston rings that it's blow by, and it's getting in.
So what do we do with this stuff?
That way, or it could be the breather system. But I think the breather system really only consists of baffles in the cam cover. I don't think there is actually a breather as such.
Is it just a case of painting it on?
Yeah, just slap it on.
Just on the rust?
On the rust, yeah. And handily it tends to cure to black.
Ah.
I might have to just soak this foam in wax or something just to try and stop it holding water against the metal. Not your best design, Daihatsu. Yeah, a good first into progress. There will be more, so do stay tuned. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to head to the Hubnut store, buy lovely merchandise. Obviously bear in mind the Christmas deadlines, especially overseas buyers. We are finding some things are travelling very slowly overseas, and we look forward to seeing you in a future video. Farewell.
Bye.
Oh, that's beautiful paintwork there. Isn't it a lovely colour?